right. So exclusive content just for you.
Y'all.
You. All right, all right. Let's get to it, y'all. Let's get to it, and let's talk some college football. You know what? I didn't put quick hits up here, but real quick, let's do that. Sneed, I'm sure you're gonna want to talk about your Buckeyes, man. What are your thoughts on the Buckeyes, real quick? How they're looking? They're currently number one in the country. They're 4-0. What are your thoughts on them?
Buckeyes look good. They started the year strong with the win against Texas.
Hmm.
They've taken care of
Which
business,
doesn't quite look as strong now, right?
which
If we're
is
honest.
true. That's true. If we're going to be objective about it, you're like,
Hmm.
oh, Texas maybe isn't as good as we thought they might end up being.
Hmm.
But I think a part of that is their quarterback.
Yeah,
So,
and we'll get to
like,
that.
Texas defensively is still pretty good.
Hmm.
Texas running backs still look pretty good. Texas
Hmm.
receivers still look pretty good.
Yeah.
Arch is really going to be whether or not they get better will be because he gets better. But
Hmm.
anyways, to Ohio State, they've taken care of business every week they've gone out to play,
That's right.
which is all I think you have to do if you're ranked number one
Hmm.
and you've beat a good team.
Yeah.
And right now you're like, okay, we got to go in and just make sure we handle our business each week against inferior opponents. No letdowns, no mistakes. But I think at the same time, Bruce,
Hmm.
you're wanted to see their young quarterback. You wanted to see Sayan kind of come out of his shell a little bit,
Hmm.
right? Are we going to continue to do the check down Charlie thing, or can we start taking some shots and not having to manufacture ways to get the ball to Jeremiah Smith? Like I'm talking about throwing it down the sideline.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
talking about throwing it, deep, blow the top off on these defenses and really scare them. Because like right now, if you're watching his film, you're like, okay, well, let's get rid of the underneath stuff.
Hmm.
But they're still running the ball pretty good. I mean, they're still a good team. I just know what it's going to take to win a championship this year,
Right.
and you ain't going to do it in checkdowns. It's never worked that way, at least not in the last 20 some years.
Okay.
Your quarterback has had to be good in order to win championships, have to throw the ball a little bit. So that's where I'm at with it. I think they have to work on getting him to be a little bit more dangerous,
Hmm.
get things to open up a little bit for them to really be as good as they can be. Bruce, the defense, fantastic. The running game, fantastic.
Hmm.
It's what can Sayan do for you is going to be kind of the ceiling.
So what I will say about that, Sneed, and this is interesting. My thought is a little different than yours. I totally get it as a Buckeye fan and as a guy who has, senior team year in and year out with just an explosive aerial attack, right? You want to see more of that. Could it be that basically Ohio State is allowing him to come along with that slowly and that you will see it when you need it? That's, I think, more of what I'm seeing. There's not really a big rush or big pressure for him to play that way right now because the defense is so dominant. I mean, they were great last year. They could be better this year. And I'm talking not necessarily because of talent, but schematically, Matt Patricia's throwing things at most of these college offenses and college OCs and college quarterbacks that they can't deal with. And so I think that's a big part of it. So when you have such an elite defensive unit, it's not pressing you offensively to do these things. And so he's not being pushed to do it yet. And I do believe that it will be there when it's necessary. What is your take on that?
That's pretty good. That's pretty sound. I think we're kind of falling into the same thing, actually. I don't think we're different much.
Okay.
I'm saying that we haven't really seen him have to do it because if you watch last week's game, there even when the score was tied in
Hmm.
the first half and there were no points, it was an underneath route to Jeremiah Smith that went for the TD to close the
Hmm.
first half. It wasn't anything deep. So like they're very much so doing what you're saying.
Right.
I'm just saying at some point it's gonna have to happen. You can't, Bruce, you expect him to just turn up all of a sudden in the middle of a playoff game?
I think he's very capable of it, and they have the weaponry to make it happen. And I think they're developing all that. And think about this, right? Here's the other part. He's going against what's arguably the best defense in the country every day in practice. So he's not afraid of anything he's going to see on the other side, right? He is seeing all types of the most, convoluted schemes and blitzers coming from everywhere and all type of freaking amoeba coverages and all that, right? And so when he goes and plays against the other teams, he's like, oh, okay, I can deal with this. And so I think that maybe I'm wrong here. I'm no Buckeye fan, obviously, but I think that is lending some to what we're seeing, and I think that it could be very dangerous down the road. I think they just haven't been in a position yet where he's been forced to play that way.
I'm a firm believer in, like, real G's do what they want and suckers do what they can.
Oh,
Right?
oh,
So
okay.
when you assert yourself and you
Mhm,
control, then fine. If that's the way
mhm,
it's gonna be. If we're always in control, then fine. But
mhm.
if we end up going down 2 scores, let's say the defense has a bad game, there's no proof that he can get you back into a game yet.
Right.
And I'm not saying he can, I'm just saying I haven't seen it
Mhm.
because they haven't need to. Like, if they needed to, then we would actually see it, but and that's what I'm saying, Bruce, is like we haven't seen him in a tough position. Everything has
Right.
been fantastic and rosy.
Yeah. Yeah. No, no, I get it. Totally get it. But yeah, that's a good one, and we'll have plenty of Ohio State talk down the road, and actually we'll have a little bit during during the first topic. But of course, you talked about Ohio State, and you're co-hosting here, so you know who's next. You know who's next, right? I gotta bring up the Irish. Obviously starting off 0-2, and it's I'll tell you, it's weird in a strange way. It's almost a blessing. Like obviously you don't want to start 0-2, right? But they did it, and they played two really good teams, two top six teams, right? Miami number 3, Texas A&M number 6. As of now, they played both of those guys to the wire, so they didn't get blown out. They competed. You clean up a couple of things. The defense was terrible in both cases, but you clean up a couple things. Maybe you're 4-0 now, right? And so anyway, Notre Dame really playing well, and we'll talk. We just talked about saying, and we'll talk about some more in the second topic. But my guy CJ Carr, he's lighting stuff up here, right? And we'll get to it. But I think, as we discussed, it was just like we talked about, or my premise that Julian Sain isn't being pressed to do that much. CJ Carr has had to do it, and he's gone off. I don't know how much Notre Dame you've seen. Kind of, what are your thoughts on what they're doing and what CJ Carr is doing? And we'll talk about CJ Carr in depth in the second topic.
So I've seen CJ Carr down multiple scores
Mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm.
then come back and keep the game close and get the lead, and like that's kind of what I'm saying and what I was meaning about saying not really having to deal with the tough
Right.
predicaments, the precarious positions.
Mm-hmm,
So this guy's showing a little bit of mettle,
mm-hmm.
right? He's showing a little bit of resilience that, if you go down a couple of scores against a ranked team, some guys are done. They're
Mm-hmm.
gonna force it, they're gonna turn over the ball, they're gonna hold
Right.
on to it too long, it's gonna be a strip sack, a fumble. He's done a pretty nice job in those positions. I mean, here so the Notre Dame Fighting Irish have won a few games now,
Mm-hmm.
and, they lost the tough ones to the better
Right.
teams, but they were
Right.
in those games. I'm not here to tell you there's consolation prizes.
There's not.
I'm just
Right.
saying that he played well enough to have his team in a position to
Yeah.
win. They were
Yeah.
in those games, and had he play any worse, then maybe they weren't even in those games,
Facts.
you know? And
Absolutely.
and and the conversations we were having about him at the start of the year, remember,
Mm-hmm.
there was a decision made to start him.
That's right. That's right.
So I think coach is satisfied. I think he's okay
Mhm.
with what he's seen so far.
Yeah, and we'll talk about that. Notre Dame's averaging
What do you think
44
Texas
a
feels?
game.
What do you think about Sark? What do you think Sark thinks about Arch?
I
I think
so
I
this is
think Ryan Day feels good about his decision.
yeah,
I
I
would
think
say I
Sark,
would
he can't say it. I think he's frustrated. Real quick, give a shout out to It's Not That Serious with the $10 super chat. Really appreciate you. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you for helping to support the show. Means a lot, man. Means a lot. Thank you. Yeah, I think that if you could put the truth serum on Sark, he's like, damn, he's not what I thought. And the scary part is he probably knew it. He's been seeing it for almost 2.5 years now. So maybe he knew it, but he knew that there was no way that he could not start Arch Manning after Quinn Ewers left. You know what I mean?
no, I think it was I'm Sark. He's
I'm gonna make
he's
it
got a
work.
live arm.
Hmm.
I'll get him where we need him to go.
Yeah,
And and
I'm sure there
and
was
and
some of
the
that.
upside is probably higher than the other player that was gonna start ahead of him,
Hmm.
but, the floor is probably higher on the other player too,
Right, right.
So I think he gambled a bit. He didn't have to start Arch, bro. He didn't have to. I
Gotcha.
mean, people would have questioned him, but he didn't have to.
Yeah. All right, good stuff. All right, let's get to the first main topic, and that is the AP top 25. So here's the thing: I don't know why they keep doing this, right? Because the real rating that anyone cares about is what the college football playoff rating, and I don't think the first one comes out till like November. So, but it gives us maybe a bit of a guide to go by, if anything, right? And so, have you seen it yet, Sneak?
Let's see
Top
it.
25.
I mean, I know my Buckeyes are one. Let's see the rest of it. Let's see where the rest falls into place.
Was that necessary?
Well, I mean, what do you want me to say, bro? I mean, am I watching? Like, should I really be watching it closely?
Oh man, that's funny.
Now, if the Buckeyes lost, I'd be looking to see how far they'd fall.
All right, so.
Oh, I see what happened here. Okay, yeah. There was a little movement. I see it. Yeah, Penn State went from what 2 to 7.
Yeah. So okay. So we'll go right down here. Obviously, Oregon with the big win over Penn State. I think they were 6 last week, and Penn State was 2 or 3. Anyway, so Oregon gets the huge win, and they jump up to number 2. I don't know.
The parentheses, Bruce, means first place votes, right?
Correct.
There's 16 voters who really think Oregon is better than OSU.
Well, so here's the thing. This is what I've noticed over time, right? A lot of this stuff is regional, right? A lot of this stuff could be conference affiliated, or maybe some of those voters, well, they're both in the Big Ten. Maybe some of those voters are former Pac-12, writers or whatever. A lot of this stuff is regional, man.
Bro, Miami's better than Oregon.
Miami's really good. I think they're better than Oregon.
Well, this is what I'm trying to say is how is it 16-4?
I think they're more physical and tougher on both lines. But, look, the beautiful thing is it's still early. This is only the AP poll, and we've got plenty of time for this stuff to play out. And what I love even more, I love the fact that we got a real playoff so we can find out what's what on the field. I think that's fantastic.
When they first started expanding the playoffs, I mean, it just kept getting better.
Yes.
Like you remember it was you got your bowl games, and then it would be whatever, the Cotton Bowl, the Orange Bowl, whatever the bowl, Fiesta Bowl, whatever.
Those were cool, but yeah.
But then they went to 4 teams.
Yeah.
And then they really opened it up, and now it's like, okay, well, now we don't have to miss out and ask questions like, why weren't these guys in it?
Well, they didn't do it for that. It's all about the money, but I'll take it.
I mean, as a fan, I'm saying we don't care about the money. We care about the like, this is going to drag out through January. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, absolutely. No, when it was only 4, I begged for a playoff for years, and then we got 4. I was like, okay, this is a little better.
It's better, right?
But the SEC is still manipulating it, and the pro SEC college football media is still manipulating it. But okay.
But Michigan and Ohio State got in it one year. When it was a move to 4, and I was like, okay, so now you got the 2 most dominant conferences with the 4 teams, because it was 2 SEC teams and 2 Big Ten teams.
Right. So then you get that, and then I was saying at that point, we need to boost it out to 8. I thought 8 would have been cool. Then they gave us 12. I'm like, oh, this is great.
Yeah, I didn't expect that actually.
I didn't either. Yeah. But then you have the college football purists who are saying, oh my gosh, it ruins the regular season. The games aren't as important anymore. But if you look at it by every metric, I think last season was like the most watched college football season ever.
Because the quality of the games are fantastic, Bruce.
Yes.
The quality of the games is beautiful.
Yes.
I'd rather watch a random college game in the middle of the college season than a random regular season NBA game.
Oh, facts. Yes.
Like, it's not even close.
Not close.
And a bowl game, I'd rather watch than the first round of the NBA playoffs. Just a bowl game. It could be the frickin' Huntington Bank Bowl. I don't even care.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Maryland is a far superior team to who? Yeah, okay. I know where that's going.
But what is Maryland about?
They're 4-0, and they got their quarterback is from Baltimore, so yeah. No.
Are they ranked?
No.
Why not?
I'll tell you why not. These are their opponents. Their opponents have been Florida Atlantic, Northern Illinois,
Northern, not Southern.
Northern, Towson State.
Who?
Yeah. That's another like Maryland school. I don't even. They may not even be. They may not even be FBS. I'm not sure. Towson State and Wisconsin. So they have not played any good teams. That's why they're not ranked, even though they're 4-0. Hey, Young Sneed, how you doing?
Wave, Yasmin. Wave.
Wait, hold on.
This way, this
Hold
way,
on.
this way. You ready for bed?
Yeah.
All right, good stuff.
The camera's
Love you.
so
That's my
so
little
weird.
one. That's my oldest little one.
Right, your oldest little one.
I got this one
Yeah.
9.5, and then the other one's 2.5.
Okay, okay. Okay, right. That's the arranged marriage. Got it. There you go.
We'll keep tabs on the years, man.
Yes. Ben's 9. We're all good here. But no, yeah, so Maryland has played nobody. That's why they're not ranked. So, whatever.
It matters. The difficulty matters. So like
To a lot of people, it does
if you
not.
throw in a ranked team, then they're 3-1, right?
Mhm,
Or 4-1 or whatever. Absolutely.
Right, or 2-2, but yeah, whatever.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know how those other games went, but
Hmm.
I mean, I would pump the brakes on them being ranked, sir.
Exactly.
I would just pump the brakes a little bit.
Yes, Maryland has the number 1 defense in the country, and we know why, because we just found out who they played.
But
Right.
they didn't play at OSU though.
They haven't played anyone.
Where, are they playing Penn State?
They're
are they
gonna
playing
get
Alabama?
smoked by
Are they
Indiana.
playing Georgia? Are they playing?
Well, we're gonna check their schedule coming up in the next topic. But yeah. So where were we? So Oklahoma, I think their big test. See, they're 4-0 right now, and that's a really good football team.
It is.
I'm concerned about them because their quarterback is down for a minute, and so I think that's gonna hurt them against Texas because if Mateer was healthy, I'm like, okay, cool. They were gonna beat Texas, but now I'm like, that's iffy.
Okay, so right now Texas is
Texas is number 9.
3-1. They're 3-1. They had a bye week. Okay.
Yeah. And the only loss, in fairness, was a close game to
Ohio
the
State.
champs, right? So
Right.
now, could they be better? Yeah, but I'm not upset with them at number 9.
Right.
Indiana's 5-0. They're legit. Penn State, we're going to talk about them. They try to get ready, feasting on cupcakes, and then, well, we saw what happened. But again, we'll get to that. But let me ask you this, instead of just kind of going down the whole thing, what are your thoughts on this top 25? Does any team in particular stick out to you, kind of where they're ranked or where you think they should be ranked?
I mean, the rankings look okay to me. I don't have too many problems with them.
Mhm.
Bruce, it's early.
Exactly.
So I don't get, wound up over the early rankings too much. Like if Ohio State was number 2 right now, I wouldn't be sweating it.
Mm-hmm.
As long as they're undefeated and they're undefeated going into Michigan,
Mm-hmm.
and they beat Michigan, because then I know what the rest of it, is going to be. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get too caught up. Now, if this is a conversation at the end of the year and I got all these FBS schools and I still got a lot of undefeateds, now the conversation gets really nuanced.
Right.
But these guys are all ranked pretty highly, and you got a lot of undefeated teams. The conversation, Bruce, at the end of October, how many of these teams are still undefeated?
Probably not a lot.
So I'm gonna kind of wait and see how that goes. But like Florida State lost, right? So they got to slide.
Yeah. They lost.
LSU lost the game, so they slide. And
That's right.
they lost the game that some would say they probably shouldn't have.
Ole Miss, yeah.
Not to say Ole Miss isn't a good team, but
Right.
I mean, what were the odds? I think they were a 6.5 favorite, weren't they?
I think it was something like that. Yeah. Everybody thought that LSU was, maybe people kind of overvalued them with the win over Clemson to start the year, but now we see that Clemson is not nearly what we thought they were going to be.
If you lose a game, do you deserve to lose 7 to 9 spots this early in the year? Absolutely.
Depends on who beats you, though, right?
Right. But if it happens this early in the year, it's no big deal.
Right.
If this was November 24th and you slid 7 or 9, that hurts, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Because now you might not be in the playoff. If that was the aspiration of the program. Like Michigan's 3-1, they're still top 20. They went out the rest of the way and they get to that Ohio State game. I guarantee you they're going to be a top 10 ranked team.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, I love this. I love college football so much, and I love that we got a real playoff, and there's a possibility in the next few years it expands out again. There's just too much money.
Now check out these
You don't want
rankings
to take
by
it too far.
conference, Bruce. Look at everybody's represented.
Mm-hmm.
You got some SEC, you got some ACC, you got some Big Ten, right? You got some mix.
Yeah. No, you're right.
You know, you even got the Pac-12 in there. Like, it's mixed.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It works out. It works out. And you will see the Irish climb up as the season progresses.
I'm with you, bro. I'm with you.
Yeah.
I know what can happen in 2 months of football. I know.
Right. Yeah. Chief said, Bubba, it's not really that much. Let me say this. There is a lot of SEC, but like if you look at the top 10, it's pretty balanced, right? Because the top 10's got what? How many Big Ten? 1, 2,
You got ACC,
3, 4. So you got 4 Big Ten in the top 10, and then 1, 2, 3 SECs, and then you got what? An ACC. So it's pretty balanced in the top 10. I like it. This is good.
Right. Mm-hmm.
This is good. Man,
I think the top 15, you got
real,
some
boy.
more. You got Georgia, LSU.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So you know what's interesting, Sneed, and we'll open up the phone lines in a second. I never could figure this out. There's this, tremendous amount of Notre Dame hatred, and people have a right to feel how they feel about different teams, right? And that's cool. I understand. I don't have an issue with that. But people just talk about Notre Dame and say things without any information to back it up. Arkansas was one of the I believe a top 10 offense in the country, and we completely shut them down last week. Completely shut them down. So I'm just wondering, like, what is this talk that I'm hearing from some people in the chat? It's very interesting.
They better call in. They better call in. Stand on business. Say what you got to say. You don't have to text it. You could call in.
Mm-hmm.
The thing about Notre Dame, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember some years where they were good and people hated them. I remember years where they were bad and people hated them. It's just, that's just kind of how it goes.
Yeah, they're polarizing.
See, and here's the thing, Bruce. It's a national hate.
Yeah.
And it's a national love.
It sure is.
Right? So Ohio State's regional.
Mm-hmm.
Michigan is regional.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, people the most fans that love Notre Dame don't live in Indiana.
We're called Subway alumni.
Right. They're all over the damn place. I guarantee you there's Irish jerseys in Canada, bro. I'm guarantee it.
I'm sure.
But I don't know how many Alabama jerseys you're going to see in Canada.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
It's one of those programs that this goes back to them not having a conference that they belong to. This goes back to, the colors. This goes back to, I also think the connection to the church.
Yeah,
I think some people
anti-Catholic bias.
I think I think all of that is in play, and I think the other fans of other teams, when their teams aren't as good, and then Notre Dame is riding high, and they just win a couple of games at the right time, and they're in. It's like people don't like that.
Well, it'll be what it'll be. Let's go ahead and let's open up the phone lines here. Y'all know what time it is. Phone number is 904-219-8264, 904-219-8264. And you know what? That whole thing about Notre Dame not being in a conference, is that Notre Dame's fault? Why don't they blame the people who wouldn't let Notre Dame into a conference? How about that?
But if they're not forced into a conference, then what's the problem?
Thank you.
Nobody told them you have to be in a conference.
That's
they gave them an option.
Yes, and it's
so being in a conference, Bruce, is to the benefit of the team that goes into the conference, right?
Mm-hmm.
And teams move conferences.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you could be in one, you could change to a different one, you could not be in one.
Yeah.
You tell me what team could not be in a conference and it's all good like this.
That's right. And that's the thing, right? Okay, cool. You hate it. It's so unfair. It's so easy.
What's unfair?
Why can't everybody do it? Let me tell you what's unfair was Notre Dame tried multiple occasions to get into the Big Ten and was kept out. And Michigan is the reason. So let's not do that. But people don't want to do homework.
Who was there at the time for that
So
one?
Fielding Yost was the first AD who he coached Michigan, I believe. And then this is like back in the 20s, 30s. And he coached them, and then he became the AD, and he was an anti-Catholic bigot. So he didn't want them in the conference. And I'm like, okay. And then I believe
that's the history. It goes back to the 20s and 30s.
Yeah. The 20s is when the USC Notre Dame rivalry started as well. And that's when Notre Dame started to build the national fan base because they had to take trains all over the country to play.
This was that Rose Bowl era, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Pasadena and all that. Yeah.
So, like let's not, people want to take shots and talk all this. Notre Dame didn't choose to be they didn't choose to be independent, but they're independent now, and people got a problem with it. Steve, what's going on, my brother? How are you, king of the chat?
I'm good, brother. What up, Steve?
What up?
You're breaking up, bro. Try again.
Man, he's on that Boost Mobile.
Steve.
Can y'all hear me?
Okay, try again.
You going through that tunnel, that one that's on the way to work, bro?
Yeah, bro. I'm going through it. Can y'all hear me now?
A little bit. Go ahead. Try to say what you guys say.
All right. Well, I'm going to do my best, so I'll speak as clearly as I can. I'm glad you guys were talking about Notre Dame. That's why I called when I did.
Of course.
I have a million thoughts on what we're seeing in college football right now, but I'll just keep it to Notre Dame since that was the topic that you left off on. Bruce, you're right about the independence thing, and you're right about the hatred. It's because in the grand scheme of college football, we are different. And it's easy as group thinking, when it comes to fan bases, you hate on what's different.
Mm-hmm.
So Notre Dame represents the difference. And Snead was correct. The branding is so strong because the national brand is backed by a universal term.
Mm-hmm.
So that goes into the culture of how and why Notre Dame is relevant, even when we're not competitively relevant.
Right.
But I wanted to hone in specifically real quick. CJ Carr is a dog.
We'll get there. Hold off on CJ Carr. Call back. That's the next topic. Say again?
I said, this is my only call I can make. It's my only chance.
Okay, good.
All right.
Rip,
listen, I'm not going to make it just about CJ. But CJ Carr is a dog. If CJ's last name was Manning, people would be talking about him in like potential Heisman caliber type of player. Because what he's doing as a first-year starter is extremely impressive.
You're right.
And I just want to say how we're seeing a first-year quarterback that's only been in the system for really one full year.
Mm-hmm.
He's making the reads that we talk about, progressions, orchestrating an offense. He's changing calls at the line based off of defensive coverages. We have something special for the next 3 years, potentially.
Mm-hmm.
I'm extremely excited of the future. It sucks that we lost those first two games. The Texas A&M game is going to come back to bite us. We're going to really regret that. But that wasn't on him. That was on our defense.
Mm-hmm.
But
That's
I
right.
just wanted to emphasize, everybody hating on Notre Dame, CJ Carr is going to be a household name for the next few years.
There we go. All right.
But yes, that's it. I'm sorry I hijacked and moved to this topic, but this was my only chance to call in before work.
Got you, man. I appreciate the call, Steve.
He's
All right, fellas. Y'all stay
care,
blessed.
Steve.
You too, man.
All right. The to Steve's point, CJ Carr has improved every week.
Yeah.
As
Hold
the
that. We're
But I
gonna
get
talk
his
first
point.
year
I get
QBs.
his,
Hold that.
but I get his point. I know where you're going.
Bruce, call back, man. Call back, Bruce. Anybody else that has any thoughts on the top 25? We'd love to hear them. Yeah,
It's
this.
the opposite of Arch, bro. It's the
Hold it. Chief said, Bubba, what's going on, man?
What's going on? I
Say again, Chief.
working. I know. Hey, I came to the game. I don't hate Notre Dame. I just go root for my team.
I got you, Chief. I got you, and I respect that, of course.
But I thought y'all did a
pretty great job though playing. And I would like to thank Notre Dame for getting rid of Sam Pittman and 4 other coaches we don't need.
Yeah,
So
they cleaned house,
so
man.
they're gonna be the house. But I think you guys got a contract to play us. So
I don't
think
know.
we play you guys next year.
Say
Because
again.
we're coming there.
Oh, okay. It was a home and home. Cool. All right. We're gonna smack you around in South Bend too. Very nice. Very nice.
Oh no, Bobby Petrino. I think Bobby P gonna get us right, as long as he don't mess with no co-eds or wreck a motorcycle.
Well, hey, look. No, Bobby Petrino is a heck of a coach. He coached Lamar to that Heisman. So, obviously a lot of that was Lamar. But, we get the point, though.
But I get it about being independent, because some of my favorite players from Notre Dame, my guy, well, he's underrated, one of the greatest receivers ever, and good old Tim Brown.
Yeah, for sure.
Rocket Ishmael.
Yes, sir.
Bus.
Yep.
Coach Lou Holt.
Mm-hmm.
So I could understand from a nation standpoint, because it's somebody everywhere could relate to someone on Notre Dame. So I give y'all that.
No doubt. No doubt.
Yeah. But other than that,
So
I'm looking.
Are you good with
Go
the
ahead.
top 25 the way it is, Chief, or would you move some things around? Or like we said, it's still early, but are you good with it?
It's still early. It's still early. I'm good with it.
Okay.
So I just gotta wait to play out. So, but I'm interested. Baltimore Bruce got me thinking about Maryland. I want to see how the Terps do.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, it's a playoff system. Anything can happen.
No, absolutely.
Anything's possible.
Right. For sure. Just ask KG, right?
Yeah. But other than that, I think that's about it. But I'm looking forward for us coming out there next year.
Yeah, absolutely, man. We might have to meet up out there and go watch that game.
Okay.
That would be cool. We might have to line that up.
But there's one game. You got me on this one. But you still gonna be saluting until December on the Army Navy game.
I sure am. Hey, listen, even if I did forget, Transformer would not let me.
I don't do it. Bad leg and all.
Right. So, listen, man, I respect y'all and I respect what y'all did. So, I'm gonna stand up. But we coming for you. We coming to get that back. You know what I mean?
All right.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, listen, I appreciate the call, Chief. Thanks so much.
All right. Thank you, guys.
All right, brother. Bruce, call back, man. Call back when you called. Chief was talking. So let's look at, as he mentioned, Maryland. Let's see. So Maryland was on a bye this past weekend. So this weekend they got Washington. That's going to be like their first real game. They could lose that. Then they got Nebraska. That's a toss-up. UCLA. Then they got Indiana. Indiana's for real. Rutgers, Illinois for real, Michigan for real, and finish with Sparty. So
we're gonna knock all them off. They're gonna be. Our schedule get ready to get tough. We're gonna knock all them off. We gonna knock all them off.
First of all, Bruce, let me stop you, man. First of all, good evening, sir. How are you?
All right.
Good. Now let me get to it. First of all, what is this we? You scream Roll Tide all the time. What is this we with Maryland?
You gotta pick a side, bro.
I'm always in my hometown.
No, you're not, because since I know you've been screaming Roll Tide. Oh, you with Maryland too.
And my time should be higher than they are. My time should be higher than what they are. It's higher than what they are. I can't wait for Notre Dame to play Georgia Tech. I got that game circled on the schedule.
What?
Why Georgia Tech?
They're gonna rush like 300 yards on y'all because y'all defense soft as cotton. The defense is soft.
So didn't okay.
Your strip is on offense.
So let me ask you this.
Soft as cotton, bro.
Let me ask you this.
Wasn't nothing. Like they had a good offense.
Charmin.
So if they had one of the best offenses in the country and we completely shut them down,
what does that matter? Because you got one of the best offenses in the country. That don't mean nothing.
Offense doesn't shut down the other offense. What are you talking about?
So who Arkansas played against? Okay, so you gonna go?
No. We're not doing that. We're talking about having.
No. Who Arkansas played the first 4 games? Since you want to talk about who Maryland played.
Hold on.
Number one offense.
Let me see. I didn't say they had a number one offense. I said they had one of the best. But let me see. Hold on. I'm about to look. Dang, hold on. Can you give me a second to get to it? Damn. Sneed, help your boy out. I'm looking right now. Arkansas. Let's see what the schedule was. Damn, I don't even know who that is in their first game. They play Ole Miss, put up 35 against them. Memphis, Notre Dame. Those are so their first 4 games. I don't even AAMU. I have no idea who that is. Arkansas State, Ole Miss, Memphis, then Notre Dame. That's their first 5.
Now. So that's why they got one of the best offenses. When they played against y'all, what happened? But anyway, back to y'all.
They got destroyed.
Listen, you'll get your hopes up high. I got that Georgia Tech game circle. I cannot wait for Haynes King and the Georgia Tech. What's that? What's that mascot? That again?
Alabama A&M. Thank you, Chief. Appreciate that. Okay, that's AAMU. Alabama A&M. Okay.
The Georgia Tech Yellow Jacket is going to run for like 300 yards with that soft defense y'all got up in the middle. Y'all know y'all soft.
Okay.
Haynes King and them. Y'all going to use USC too. Y'all not like that.
Okay.
Y'all is not like
that. Let me.
Y'all defense going to fail y'all. Y'all
okay.
Offense is cool. I won't be objective. Y'all got a good offense. We ain't get to the offense. I know you want to say for the next subject. Your offense is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But y'all defense ain't stopping nothing.
So let me ask you this. No, okay. That's fair. I'm not gonna push back too tough on anybody talking about the Irish defense because it needs a lot of work. It has improved, incrementally. But let me ask you this. What is your issue with Notre Dame? I'm really curious to know. Everybody's got an issue with them. What's the problem?
You know what, Bruce? I used to listen. I already told you about my Notre Dame love and hate thing. I used to be a big Notre Dame fan. They had Lou Holtz with the lisp tongue.
Okay.
Quadra Ishmael and Tim Brown and Rick Meyer. Those years.
Okay. All right.
Rocket Ismail. Those years. Jerome Bettis years. I lost faith in him since that Manti Te'o shit, when he got catfished and shit. So, but they pump y'all up like y'all like that. Y'all not. Y'all like the Dallas Cowboys. I like the Dallas Cowboys of college football.
Mm-hmm.
That's what y'all basically are.
Okay.
Y'all a big name. Y'all, as far as money, y'all generate a lot of money and a lot of good business.
Mm-hmm.
That's the same thing as the Dallas Cowboys. They pump y'all every year. Y'all gonna be the champions and y'all get into the playoffs and get y'all butt kicked every time.
Okay,
yeah,
so okay, all right, fair enough. I'm not going to argue there, but I'll just keep it to recently. Last year's playoff run, they beat the number 8 team in the country, right?
Yes, they did. What
right.
was that again?
That was Indiana, right? They beat them.
Indiana, they were
okay, right. Now you see how this goes, Sneed. Every time Notre Dame beats somebody, there's a reason their opposition was good. But okay, watch this, Sneed.
But hold on. The point is he brought up those same points about Maryland. Now you're using them against Notre Dame, but you didn't like them against.
It's okay, Sneed. It's okay because I'm about to. The next team that we played in the playoffs last year was the SEC champion Georgia, and we beat them in the Sugar Bowl, Deep South.
That happened.
No quarterback. They had no quarterback. We already know that.
Wait, okay, hold on. Wrong. See, Sneed. Sneed, remember, Sneed, hold on. Sneed, remember what I said when people hate Notre Dame, they just say stuff, right? I'm sure Bruce is not aware, so let me educate him. Gunnar Stockton, was a 5-star, not just any 5-star quarterback. He broke all of Trevor Lawrence's and Deshaun Watson's Georgia high school records. And Georgia high school football is no joke. Sneed knows that. Top 4 states in high school football are Texas, California, Florida, and Georgia. So
Ohio, Pennsylvania. I mean, that's the elite of the elite.
What's up, Bruce?
What they do, Bruce? He's 5-star. What does that mean?
I didn't just say he's a 5-star. I say he's not any 5-star. He broke those guys' records in the state of Georgia.
So goddamn records are meant to be broken. He's not that good.
So you're
on the field. How did he look on the field, though?
So against us, not good. Not a lot of people look good against us last year. However, what I'm trying to say is this: you weren't saying that when he won the SEC title last year. So the argument is that Notre Dame doesn't beat anyone. Notre Dame doesn't play anybody. So they beat the number 8 team in the opening round of the playoffs. Then they go to the Sugar Bowl, beat the SEC champion. Then next up, they go to the semifinal in the Orange Bowl, and they beat the Big Ten runner-up. And then finally, they finish
lose
it
the
coming up
championship.
short against Ohio State,
That's
who was
it.
clearly the
Okay,
best team in the country.
Let me ask you this. When was the last time y'all won a ring? Won a trophy, Bruce?
88.
It's been a very long time.
88.
It's been a very, very long time,
Mhm.
bro. Just like the Dallas Cowboys. Y'all one and the same.
Okay, that's cool.
It's an absolute embarrassment.
Absolute
I
embarrassment.
don't know if I would go that far, bro.
But
I don't know.
hey, you know what's the difference though? Hey, you can go ahead and roll Tide. You know, our guys got to go to class and actually get into school. So
Ah,
we'll remember that.
Big Ten.
We'll remember that.
You play Ohio State this year, Maryland. I think you play Michigan.
No, you don't play Ohio State and you're lucky because they would smoke y'all.
No, but I bet they wouldn't. We got dogs on Maryland.
Okay, watch when Maryland plays Indiana. Indiana's gonna smoke them.
who's got more dogs, Texas or Maryland?
The number one defense in the country for nothing, brother.
Who's got more dogs, Texas or Maryland?
For nothing, brother.
All right.
We being coached up pretty well up there in that College Park, bro.
Hey, Bruce, just wait till they play Indiana, and we'll be back. We'll revisit this.
Saturday, right?
Nah, not this week.
What we doing this week?
Hold on, I'll tell you. Damn, you're gonna make me pull it up again.
How you not trying to run with the young black brother up in Maryland, Bruce? That ain't right, man. You got to run with the brothers, bro.
Man, I don't nope. I don't care if he's black, white, Chinese, or Spanish. That don't matter to me. All I care about is if he can play.
Why you won't check him out? Don't check him out.
I did check him out. Now look at you.
Guys.
I did check him out.
Check him out. Check him out.
I'm telling you, I checked him out. Damn.
Why you ain't giving him his love? Why you ain't showing him no love, though? He's playing pretty well.
What am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to put the knee pads on like you? I'm not doing that. Damn.
Come on, it's got to be diverse. It can't always be about your boy, the Notre Dame guy.
Listen, man, be patient, man. That's coming. Don't worry about it.
All right, bye, man.
All right,
Bye.
all right. This dude.
Bro, I heard you slide in the Maryland accent for a minute there.
Yeah, I was
I see
being
what you
facetious. I was being facetious. I grew up in Maryland, actually.
Yeah, but you got a New York accent though.
I spent a lot of time there too.
You got
I've
a
been all
Brooklyn
around.
accent, but you grew up in Maryland.
I did. I was there till I was 17. After I graduated high school, I left. I'm trying to find. Dang, I'm trying to find this. All right, we'll catch up to the
Bro,
schedule.
Bruce's
in a
calls
minute.
are crazy, bro. It's always all over, bro.
Yeah, you already know. You already know. All right, let's take it to the second topic, and we'll figure out that Maryland topic. So, as he was bringing up Maryland, right? So we want to talk about the first year quarterbacks and how some of them are playing extremely well. And as you can see on the thumbnail here, I've got 3 of them who are really doing their thing. Obviously, that's Julian Sain of the defending national champion Ohio State Buckeyes, who we briefly discussed earlier. We have Bruce's guy, Maryland quarterback Malik Washington, and of course, my guy, Notre Dame quarterback CJ Carr. And we'll talk about them, kind of break them down more in depth. But just to start, Sneed, so obviously you started talking about Julian Sain, and I think so. Here's my question: are you more concerned with him or concerned with the coaching that you feel might be holding him back?
I'm not concerned. I'm just waiting for the moment.
Okay.
I
Okay.
have trust in the coaches. I have trust in the player. I have trust in what's around him.
Right.
I'm just waiting. You know, it's like, you know, you're waiting for the monumental moment where he arrives and makes a game-winning drive, makes, you know, this incredible throw. You know, they just him and Jeremiah Smith just connect on a level that just kind of makes them unbeatable.
Right.
Like I mean, that's what I'm saying. My concern is ultra low, as close to 1 out of 10 as possible.
Okay, so I misinterpreted a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're more just impatient. You're
I'm
waiting for
very
the
impatient.
explosion.
Yeah. Because he's got a big arm.
Yeah, he does. He
You
does.
know, so
I noticed that in the first game. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, he can deliver the ball downfield with relative ease. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's good stuff. Yeah, he's let's see, I had some numbers up here. Where are my there we go. So he's got 779 passing yards, which is not, you know, that's probably in the lower half of the country. But again, to your point, they haven't really let him uncork it, and they've been running the football extremely well. He's got 8 passing touchdowns, which again, lower half of the country. Passer rating of 199.8, which is crazy. I think that's 4th or 5th in the nation, and a QBR of 81.1, which is 15th. And QBR is obviously from 0 to 100 or 99. But
gonna want to see the average distance of those completions.
Mm.
You know what I mean? You want to kind of because I
Yeah.
feel like there's a lot of intermediate stuff.
I can see it.
Like, yeah,
I
a
can
lot
see
of
it.
intermediate stuff.
Let's take a look here. Julian stats. Yeah, no, I can see that. But again, like he's really good. He's really, and obviously you can't not be really good and be the Ohio State quarterback, right? It's just one of those things. Wasn't he at Alabama first?
Was he recruited by
I
Alabama?
think he was at Alabama first, and he left to go to Ohio State. Let's see, pulling up the stats now. I don't think he ever played at Alabama, but I think he was there first. Okay. Anyway, so let's see, average. So his yards per attempt this season are actually 10 yards per attempt.
That's not
Air
bad.
yards per attempt. No, not at all. Air yards.
That's better than I thought. I thought it was going to be closer to
10.63.
8. Yeah,
Right.
I thought it was going to be closer to 8. I don't know.
Mhm.
I guess it's deceptive because
Yes.
like I've been saying, I'm anticipating, I'm waiting for these big throws. It's
Mhm.
been like here and there. It's been sprinkled. Maybe it's by design, Bruce. Maybe it is.
I really do believe.
Yeah, maybe it's by design.
I think they're under no pressure to do it right now, so they're like, okay, we don't
His
have
completion
to.
percentage is good.
Yeah, like we don't have to release him yet, you know. And I think that's a big part of it.
If you threw the ball,
This dude's completing
intermediate-
almost 79% of his passes.
but if you
It's
threw the ball intermediate to short, like I don't know, 70 out of 75 out of 80 times,
Mhm.
and you're only taking like 5 shots down the field, and you nailed all 5, you'd be
Right.
like, could we throw it a few more times down
Yeah,
there?
true.
Because that's what it is. His deep throws, he's 100%, which means when they do call it down there, it's
Right.
magic. I'm just being greedy, bro.
I know. I see that. Man, look, just relax and take the wins. Take the wins right now.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
playing
I
well,
mean-
and I think his confidence is pretty high. I think he's staying
Mhm.
within himself. A quarterback's worst nightmare: sacks, fumbles, strips, happy feet in the pocket.
Right.
Missing the process. The reads. He's done a nice job with that. I ain't gonna be tripping.
Yeah, for sure. Here's my question to you. It's kind of unfair, but I'm going to ask it anyway because I do those things. Do you think there's any quarterback you would trade him for if you could?
It's hard for me to answer that because it's working right now.
Oh, right.
If they had one loss, I
Mhm.
might have an answer for you.
right.
If they had 2 losses, for sure, I would have an answer for you.
Right.
But it'd be hard to pick someone else because, I mean, I don't want Arch Manning.
No.
You
And
know,
I'm not mad at you for not wanting Arch.
but if CJ Carr's last name was something else, I'd say I'd take him.
I got you.
But I remember Lloyd Carr. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
I ain't playing that
I got
game.
you.
Bro.
I got you. It's like,
that
no,
team up north, bro.
we
ain't
don't
doing
do right. We don't want used cars at Ohio State.
There's a couple of really good quarterbacks in college football that probably have shown us a little bit more than saying, but they've been asked to do more than saying. So I don't know. I'm going to stick with saying.
And that's my thing.
Yeah.
He hasn't been asked to do it. They haven't needed him to do it yet. It'll be okay. All right, cool. So let's go on then. So we got Julian saying, and I'm gonna save my guy for last. So now let's go to Bruce's guy, not this Bruce, the other Bruce, Baltimore Bruce. Malik Washington, who is, in fairness, a heck of a player, but could be a bit overrated by the ultimate homer, Baltimore Bruce, and could be overrated by the competition that he played in the first 4 games. And you know what's interesting? Since we got the stats and all that together, right? We do stats here. What I think is interesting is that even with the less than stellar competition that Malik Washington has played in his first 4 games, do we know he's completed less than 60% of his passes in
That's
this
very
modern
average.
era of short stuff and dump off and passes to the flat and passes to the running backs out of the backfield, easy stuff to boost percentages, less than 60%. Interesting.
Bruce, who's the comp for this kid?
I don't know yet. I
You
got to
don't
see
know?
more.
Okay.
I don't know yet. I can't say. Now he's talented, so I'm not trying to sit here and say,
I mean, I saw him play like 2 weeks ago.
yeah, he's good.
Yeah, he's a good player. I mean,
Yeah.
they were scoring.
Mm-hmm.
He's dynamic. He's not he's an explosive player.
Mm-hmm. But look, we were saying the same thing. We could have said the same thing last year about what's his name? Tua's little brother, who was the quarterback in Maryland, putting up numbers. And do we really want to get excited about Maryland being 4-0? This is the third time in 5 years they've started off 4-0. Where has that gotten them? Every time they get into the meat of their schedule, to the toilet. So, like, I don't understand what Bruce is harping about here. And this is not me taking shots at Maryland. This is just objectivity. Like, we are going to see what happens. So the young fella, Malik Washington, again, very good player, and I think he's from Baltimore also. So of course, that helps with Bruce. But 4 games, 80 completions out of 134 attempts, 59.7%. Like I mentioned, it hasn't been, the world beater competition, and the percentage is still not there. 8 passing touchdowns, 1 interception. So he doesn't turn the ball over, which is very good when you're dealing with a freshman quarterback. But the air yards per attempt is only 8.6, which is not that fantastic in college football. Passer rating of 143. So not that impressive, right? And also his QBR is 52.8. So let's run this down. He's 58th in the nation in passing yards. He's 34th in the nation in passing touchdowns, 56th in passer rating, 79th in QBR. And again, against less than stellar competition, I don't understand where the hype is coming from. Now, if he goes on and he shows it against Michigan and against Indiana and against Illinois, really good ranked teams in the Big Ten, now we got something to talk about. But it's being disingenuous to say, oh, this kid is this and this kid is that. No. What has he shown you? He hasn't shown you anything. So I'm not going for it. Does that mean that he's a bum? No. Does that mean he's not really good? No. But he hasn't shown it yet for all that type of hyperbole that's being, laid upon him. Am I being unreasonable here? Am I piling on the kid? You tell me, Sneak.
No, you're not piling on the kid. I think you're trying to be a realist here. Once you start getting the games where there's a little bit more at stake, you've got some conference games. Like take, for example, this week against the Huskies.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have a game against Nebraska, UCLA, but like Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
That's a top 10 team. So we'll learn a lot about him. Now, they don't even have to win for us to properly evaluate him. Right. We can watch to see how he performs in a tough spot. Let's say they're down 3 scores and he keeps it competitive. They get within a touchdown and they're driving and, they lose to a better team or something, but he plays well. Like, let's say he throws, let's say he throws 40 times.
Yeah.
And he has 28 completions.
Right.
He throws for 290.
Right.
And
he has
turn
the ball over. That's the big one.
Let's say he has 2 TDs, 3 TDs. Like we'll be very complimentary of him.
Yes, absolutely.
Because he'll be we and let's say he scrambles a little bit, extends drives, keeps his team in it, a chance to win. Then I think that's a valuable, that you could put value to that game.
Right.
They have a game against Illinois too. That's also a ranked opponent. There's meaningful games coming up here. We'll learn more about him, especially now that there's more tape on this kid.
Yeah, for sure.
These other coaches are going to be like, well, he doesn't throw a great deep ball. Why don't we take the stuff that's underneath? Let's take it away.
Right.
I mean, a good defense is going to be able to do that.
That's right. They watch tape and they try to figure out what you're good at and they try to take that from you. So we'll find out. But yeah, you a hater. That's the low information response. What that really means.
You know what, Brucey, you don't even want to talk about the Ravens right now, bro. You do not want to do that. I'm the Browns guy, and I'll cook the Ravens right now. I will.
Let's not go there.
What's the Ravens record right now?
They're 1-3.
What's the Browns record right now?
I don't know, man. But we're not talking about that. This is college football.
We beat the Packers. Y'all beat us. All right. That's all. Just go ahead.
Yeah, this is college football. But yeah, no, you a hater. That is the low information response. Let me translate what that means for you, Sneed. That means I don't have any rational response to refute what you're saying, so I'll just go to the default. You a hater. That's what that means.
Bro, he's clearly a good player. We just got to pump the brakes a little bit.
There you go.
I'm talking about pumping the brakes on Julian saying.
And I'm saying pumping the brakes on CJ Carr. I just haven't gotten there yet. I actually heard, I was watching it, let me say that. So let's go ahead and we will move on to the next quarterback we're talking about here. Notice who we haven't talked about, because in fairness, he doesn't deserve discussion, and that's Arch Manning. So we'll breeze right past him.
He's got to do something to be worth the conversation, bro.
Absolutely. So I think the argument for best first-year starting quarterback in the country is clearly Julian Sayin or CJ Carr. Is that fair? Okay. So both of those guys really doing well. Obviously, the difference is CJ Carr is undefeated. Julian Sayin's undefeated. CJ Carr in Notre Dame is not. Now, I don't know. CJ Carr might be crazy if you gave him that Ohio State defense, but not the point. Even though Notre Dame has 2 losses, he's played really well. It's not because of him and those losses. Losses are losses, but he's played really well. So if we look at this now, CJ Carr is 43rd in passing yards, 26th in passing touchdowns, 10th in the nation in passer rating, 2nd in QBR. Like, that's a lot. First-time starter, and he's played, his first 2 games, number 3 Miami, number 6 A&M, and he basically played those to a standstill, but the Notre Dame defense and in the first game, Notre Dame offensive line didn't give him quite as much help. And if we're real, Notre Dame play calling offensive coordinator Mike Denbrock also did him no favors in the first game.
Opening week, it was a bad play calling.
Yeah.
That was very, very limited. We were
right.
trying to figure out why they weren't running the ball well.
That's right.
It was like just not what we thought.
But like watching him play now, he's doing work. He's doing work. You're seeing him really, come into his own. He's completing 68% of his passes, which is crazy. As we mentioned, 9 touchdowns, yards per attempt 10.5, air yards per attempt 11.3. So he's pushing the ball down the field. I don't think the last time we saw a guy push the ball down the field like this as a Notre Dame quarterback was probably Jimmy Clausen and Golden Tate. Like, it's been that long.
Wow.
Right.
Golden Tate.
Right. And it's so funny. I talked to Ryan about this last week, real quick, digressing from the main topic. But when you look at Notre Dame this year, it was supposed to be you had an elite defense coming back, and then you were hoping to take a step forward in the offense. Now the offense looks lights out. The defense isn't there. The special team's still really good. So it's kind of frustrating. Like, is there ever going to be a time where everything can come together at the same time for the Irish? But,
But a defense can get better over the course of a season.
Yes, it can.
As you could see, an offense also get better in the course of a season. It's correctable. It's fixable.
Yeah.
It can be improved.
Yeah.
I mean, you just got to hope to be healthy and then just continue to get better each week.
Yeah, the big test is going to be USC. When USC comes to Notre Dame in mid-October, that's going to be the big test because they have a really, really good offense. But yeah, so you're looking at CJ Carr. He's throwing the ball. He's bombs away. He's got, moderate mobility. Obviously, he's not Riley Leonard in the run game, but he's got moderate mobility. Not nearly the mobility that the young fellow Malik Washington has at Maryland. So not even trying to compare that. But, I mean, it's not bad, man. It is not bad. So just watching, seeing what we're seeing, I'm impressed. But now, remember we were talking about it's too soon, what Bruce is saying about Malik Washington? I'm going to give you the exact same thing. It's too soon. I was listening to a pod. I believe it was it was one of the CBS Sports football podcasts. Danny Cannell and those guys are on it. Can't remember the name. It escapes me at the moment. But one of the reporters was saying, based on what he's seeing, they're saying that CJ Carr is going to be the number 1 overall draft pick following next season. And I'm like, it's been 4 games. Can we chill? I don't know why we do this.
It is a new thing. I mean, like for the last 10 years, hyperbole.
Yes.
And sensationalism.
Yes.
Is at an all-time high. Like, everybody was like, Oh, Wemby, right? When they were talking about like Victor
Mhm.
Wembanyama.
Mhm.
And I'm like, he's really skinny. He's got to fill out a little bit. And everybody's like,
Mhm.
no, he's a 7'5" KD, blah, blah. Bro,
Yeah,
do you
I
know what
heard
KD is?
somebody said that if Wembanyama turns out to be Hakeem Olajuwon, that's a disappointment. I'm like, what?
What?
Yes, that was said before he got drafted. Yeah,
How? See, bro,
yeah.
this is how you know people are losing their damn minds. Hakeem Olajuwon winning Defensive Player of the Year, MVPs,
Yeah,
back-to-back
yeah.
championships, blocks leader,
Mhm.
and it's a disappointment?
Mhm.
Bro, if you asked Wemby what he would say, I would love to be
Yes.
compared to Hakeem Olajuwon.
Right, right.
But anyways, the hyperbole,
Yeah.
the sensationalism,
Mhm.
the jumping to conclusions
Yeah.
after 2 games.
Mhm.
Let's celebrate the games. Let's
Right,
watch the player develop. Let's
right.
talk about how great they were in a game.
Yes.
Let's not talk about how he's gonna be drafted in 2 years,
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
this kid's probably trying to get ready for week 6. He ain't talking about getting drafted in 2 years.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. The sensationalism is crazy. And I mean, realistically, if we're honest, that goes all the way back to the 1840s in the New York City penny papers, where they were talking about like moon men and all this type of foolishness. But it's like that went away for a century and a half, and now it's back again. And it's like, come on,
But
man.
like Bruce, we could see
Why?
everything now, right? We have access to
Yeah,
everything instantaneously. And
right.
I don't have to just watch a clip. I
Hmm.
can, because if I watch the game,
Hmm.
like the whole game, I'll be like, wow, he was really poised in the pocket, made some really good throws.
Hmm.
I'm not going off of his best 3 throws and going, oh my God,
Right,
I
right.
haven't seen this before in my
Hmm.
life,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, no, it's crazy, and he's he's really playing well, but and I also heard him saying, heard someone saying, well, uh, is it possible that if Notre Dame goes, undefeated the rest of the way, can he win the Heisman? And I'm like, but now you have to pick up the new juicy story, right? Because who are the Heisman favorites coming into the season? Arch Manning, it's not going to be him.
Right,
Cade Klubnik, not going to be him.
right.
Garrett Nussmeier won't be him, right? So it's
Those were
like,
the top 3 guys.
yeah, so you got to try to find, okay, who's the new
The Arch
sexy
thing
name
still
that
does
could,
never made any sense to me. Come on, Bruce, we can go back to that show. I'm like, I don't get it. And you're like, yeah. And Transformers like, yeah. They got him as the favorite. And I'm like, I don't get
yeah,
it.
yeah. Shout out to the king of the chat. He was right about Arch Manning, or so it seems. You
Yeah,
know
it
what?
seems.
And we'll talk about it in the week 6 look ahead. We're gonna find out what Arch Manning is when he faces Florida's not a great team, but they've got a lot of athletes and that defense is solid. So we'll find out.
We'll have to see
That's
what the
this week.
line open is too, to see where the
Mhm.
money's going,
Okay.
to see what people think.
Okay. We'll check that out.
Because I've got my take on where I think that's gonna go.
Hmm.
He's in a better position to beat them than Ohio State. And he was
Yes.
in
Yes.
that
Yes.
game against Ohio State.
That's
So
right.
I mean, he could surprise some folks. You never know.
Mhm. Yeah. But yeah, I think these are clearly the 3 best first year quarterbacks in the country. And we got what we got. Let's go ahead and open up the phone lines. I'd love to hear if there's anybody, maybe there's somebody that we forgot among the first year quarterbacks in college football that is getting busy and putting work in, or maybe I overstated the case for CJ Stroud, and maybe I didn't give Malik Washington enough love. I thought I was pretty objective about it. But yeah, I'd love to hear from you guys on that. So anybody who wants to call and give us your thoughts on that, we're here for you.
Malik Washington probably has the most upside to improve.
Oh yeah.
Right? So like going from point A to point B,
Hmm.
he could probably improve the most. So we could say like he could come along, to the greatest extent. I think from the other guys we named, they're
Hmm.
much more polished and developed at this point.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
it might be just because of the players around them.
Hmm.
It might be that they're just afforded a more polished offensive
Hmm.
process. You know what I mean?
Right. And then obviously CJ Carr's grandfather, national championship winning head coach. So he's been studying film and, learning nuance for a long time now. But I guess we could say the same about Arch, but apparently it hasn't quite taken the same, I guess.
But remember, his dad, Cooper, didn't play football.
No, but, obviously he had his grandfather there. He's got his uncles. And apparently David Cutcliffe has been coaching Arch Manning like individually since he was 10.
Okay, so if that's
There's
true,
not a lot of excuse there.
So if that's true, why are his best plays scrambles?
I don't know.
Why are his best TDs 10-yard scampers in the red zone?
Maybe he's been encouraged to do that because he's the first one since his grandfather that has real athleticism on the move. I don't know.
I think that's very nice of you. I don't think so.
That's all I can come up with.
I think you're being a nice guy, bro.
Man, let me stop being a damn stupid.
What up, Bruce?
Kid from Notre Dame really balling out. He's been impressive from what I've seen. He's tough. He got heart. I'm being serious and I'll not be bullshitting that speak all the time. But
you're right about the defense, though.
The football falls to football. Like watching ball, the kid is really good. He got heart, He's tough. He's a tough son of a gun, man. And QBR number 2 in the nation is pretty impressive, man. They keep talking about he's gonna be the number 1 pick and all this. We need to pump our brakes on that.
Yes, absolutely, 1,000%.
I truly believe. I think Castellano come the first off the board.
I
the
think
kid from Florida State.
Is he coming out this year or next year?
No, I think Castellano like a senior.
Is he?
Yeah, he transferred from Boston College. Remember?
Okay. Yeah, but I didn't realize he was
a junior.
Okay.
But he's really tough. He's really good, and he's just a modern quarterback.
You guys know there's a lot of those COVID guys, right? The ones that got the 5, 6, 7 year exemptions, and there's a lot of that still around.
He's like a damn grown man out there. He's pro ready.
Bro got 3 kids, got married 2 years ago. He bought a house already.
He's pro ready. He can run that RPO, man. He's gonna be able to run that RPO, and he's strong. You see his lower foundation. I'm talking about the young quarterbacks. Malik Washington, really good young man. He don't
really good,
turn the ball over.
For sure.
He's
I like that.
Manager.
I think he's more than a game manager, Bruce. And to your point, I love that he doesn't turn the ball over because that's normally a problem that the young quarterbacks have. I love that. That's really good.
Yeah, so you was truthful about every time around. Let me always start off 4-0. He's better than Tua brother though. I think he's a little bit better than him. I don't know.
He may be.
He's a little bit better than Tua brother.
Where's Tua's brother?
I always start off 4-0. Then
he's
they
in the
get
pros
to
now.
thick of that schedule. That's when they said, "Now I think this big year gonna be a little bit more different because I've been watching their games. They got a tough defense. They playing well. They're being coached well. Everybody in the right spot. See, that's listen. You gotta have that's how Belichick was winning all those Super Bowls. I don't mean to go to the NFL records. He didn't have super big name players on defense. He just had them in the right spots and he coached them up, and they always had one of the best defense. So. Coaching is big, but as far as I believe Washington, he got some time. I'm gonna put my brakes on. I got to see, like you said, I got to see me play Indiana, Michigan, those games. I think we play Penn State too. They're in the Big Ten, so I don't know. Or they play Illinois. You got Illinois. So as far as Notre Dame and Farr, he's really good, man. But your defense got to tighten up, man. Y'all looking like the Ravens out there right now.
Absolutely, got to get better. You're right.
Y'all giving up entirely too many yards, and that game against Georgia Tech gonna be in that USC game. And that Georgia Tech game, they not pencil winners for y'all.
Not at all. Not at all.
Georgia Tech undefeated, number 15 in the country.
Good football team. Yeah.
See, if Ravens ran that offense, I think it would be unstoppable. They won't do nothing like that. Like him keep that run. I don't know the name. What is it? Wishbone offense?
Yeah. It's crazy they're still running that. They've been running that stuff.
That is an old offense.
300 yards a game.
Yeah, they
really be punishing. So y'all got a tough one coming with them.
Yes.
They got a slobber knocker. I hope y'all get y'all defense together by then.
Well, you know what I'll say about that? Let me check it. I think that we're somewhat used to playing those type of things because we got to play Navy every year. And they run that triple option. So that helps prepare you a little bit. It's not the exact same, but that helps prepare you a little bit.
As far as the kid for Ohio State, he don't jump off the screen to me, but he gets it done. I mean, he don't jump off the screen, but
Yeah, no, agreed.
Arch, man, I think it's a lot of he in his head a lot too. That's what I think it is too. That name, he got a lot of pressure on his back. I think you should give him a little bit of grace. I think he's gonna be good. He's gonna be good, man. He's gonna get it together. The pressure that's mounting on that kid, man, and the name and how he hyped him up. Talk about he's gonna be the first off the board.
Yeah.
And all that, but other than that, man. Yeah, man. So yeah, Ball's pretty good, man. I ain't gonna bullshit you, 9-3. I know I'll be fucking with you about Notre Dame.
Hey, Bruce.
Y'all ain't gonna go. Y'all gonna lose to Georgia Tech. I truly believe that.
We don't play Georgia Tech this year.
They do play Georgia Tech.
I'm looking at the schedule right now. So next up, we got Boise State, North Carolina State, USC, Boston College, Navy, Pitt, Syracuse, Stanford. We don't play them this year.
Okay. Well, that Syracuse game gonna be tough.
Yeah.
Because he got the boys coached up there and the USC game. But yeah, man, your fall's pretty good. He's gonna keep up these sheets tight. Y'all in good hands with him. Y'all just gotta get that defense together, man.
Correct.
All right, man. I'm out, man.
All right, brother. Appreciate the call.
All right, bro.
Yeah, he definitely was right about that, man. Got to fix the defense, man. What I wouldn't give for that Ohio State defense right now.
You got to think about what that Ohio State defense was built on.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, it's every year that recruiting machine for
that. Yeah, for sure.
And then Patricia comes in, and it's like,
that's what it is.
You like this is yours. You got this talent.
What's up, Steve?
I lied. I called back.
I see.
Oh, Steve, what up? What up, King?
He couldn't hear all this Notre Dame talking. Now call back. Come on, man.
He's the Elvis of Southern Ohio, bro.
Yes.
That is me. I'm back. The king.
Don't be cruel.
I appreciate the title, Samid. I'll take that.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. I mean, Middle Eastern Elvis gave it to you, so it's all good.
Oh.
But I can't take too long. I want to hone in on a few specifics.
Sure.
I'm glad you guys are talking about CJ the way he is to this point. From what we've seen, he deserves some credit.
Yeah.
Now the whole first round draft pick stuff, people got to chill. That's just the culture of sports right now.
It is.
People see something flashy and shiny, and they jump to it, and then they go crazy, and then they start twerking, and it's like pump the brakes.
Right.
We got as much as I'm high on CJ, but.
How many knee pads can somebody own? You know what I mean?
Well, depends on who they're a fan of. They might go through them a lot, you know?
Right. But I wanted to bring up Arch. And this has been said, I'm not trying to be a hater.
No.
Honestly,
we get it.
Objective. You know me. I got my picks and my takes and
for
stuff,
sure.
But if I'm wrong, I'm like you. I'll admit I'm wrong.
Right.
But the things I saw that stood out in the Ohio State matchup, which made me call and have such a strong stance so early, which at this point I would say I'm dancing.
Yeah.
I'm right a little bit on this.
You are.
That could change. I've always said that. I'm not saying he'll never be good, but the problem is a lot of these young guys who are coming in that you've named. Now, I'm not as familiar with the cat from Maryland. He can play well. Granted, it's not against very good competition, but of the bigger schools where we're seeing first-year guys really get their chance as a full-time starter, I saw things in Arch week one that stood out to me where I said, this is a problem. Where we watched CJ, because this is like a two fair comparison. The one kind of is at a big-name school and worked his way to this point. The other one went to a big school and was crowned way too early. But where we're seeing as far as they're at in their first year, we've seen both of them play top 10 opponents. We've seen who's made throws. We've seen who's moved offenses. We've seen who can make reads on defense. Arch cannot do these things, and it's going to be, like I said, week one.
By the way, Arch has better weapons, by the way.
Arch does have better.
Arch has better wide receivers, more capable, more talented, more skilled, faster. There's more separation. There is. He misses more throws. That's it.
Yeah, he does.
The only thing I'll give in CJ's favor is he probably has a better backfield. But the guys outside the hash, the tight ends, the defense around him, Arch has a better roster. He does. And as much as I like Marcus, you could probably argue Arch may have better coaching, especially on the offensive side of the ball right now. Now, that could be debated. But my point being is, with Arch, while we're seeing CJ flourish and other guys play well, this goes down to high school. I'm sorry, Bruce. We disagree on this one, and this isn't me laying back or being anyway. when I watch Arch in high school, when
Mhm.
you watch his film, you can clearly see he is not playing the level of competition that he should have been to been given a 5-star rating in the height. This comes down to his name. We have no
Yeah.
problem making our jokes about Bronny James, where it's like when you watch Sierra Canyon, I think that's where he went.
Yeah.
We were like, he's not even one of the 3 or 4 best players on his own
Right,
team, but he's
right.
a McDonald's All-American. And we called it out, rightfully so. Now, when I bring up Arch, I see the same thing where it's like he got all of this esteem because of his name, because on the field, and while we're not seeing him read and make progressions and all of his highlights are just
Mhm.
tuck it and run, is because he got away with that in high school.
Mhm.
That is what he made his name on. And he was able to get away with it because he was just a better athlete than the competition he was playing. And in high school, it looks good on film, but those are problems in college because bad habits follow you. And we're seeing it right now. And again, with the High State game, High State has a great defense. It's not knocking them, but he missed throws. From 20 to 20, you can move the ball on a High State. You probably didn't miss this. When you get to the 10, it's hell. But from 20 to 20, you can move the ball on a High State, and you can throw the ball on them. Caleb Downs is a phenomenal, probably easily a first round, probably a top 10 pick at safety. But outside of him, their corners are not the type of corners where it's like they're going to just shut you down. They're first round talent guys. You know, they're guys. And when I watched Arch miss some throws in that game, I thought these aren't like complex throws that he's missing. These are like, you got to be able to read this and get the ball out on time. And the fact that he's not kind of hitting these layups, they weren't even difficult throws. When he missed those throws against Ohio State, I thought the defense is where it needs to be. The playmakers around him are getting open. He's missing opportunities. And I saw right there, I thought, this is going to be an issue. This is going to be a year-long process for him to learn to fix these things. I don't think it's something that'll be fixed overnight because, like I said, in high school, those bad habits will follow. That's just how I look at Arch. And it's not, I'm not hating on him. He has a lot of potential down the road. But for this season, I'm saying it again, I can see Texas losing maybe 3, maybe 4 games. Now they're getting a break with Mateen being out with Oklahoma. They're getting a break because if he's healthy, I think Oklahoma beats them. But we'll see.
There you go. There you go.
And
No,
do
that's-
they have any chance of getting into the playoff losing 4 games?
No way.
No, the playoffs not that the field is not that big. You're not going to get.
There's too many teams that are going to have 1 loss or possibly a couple undefeated teams,
or even 2 losses
when
the Irish go undefeated the rest of the way.
I would say the magic number that you can find a way, no more than 2. The magic number is 2. Anything more than 2, you're not going to be in the.
You need to be a big name school. You need to have quality wins. You need to finish strong. If you have 2
you need
losses.
to get a lot of help, a lot of chaos.
Yeah. You would have to have some really outlandish things go in your favor to get in with more than 2 losses. I think 2 is the magic number.
Probably, yeah.
3 would be the exception to the rule. But yeah, that's all I got, fellas.
All right, good stuff. Thanks for the call,
Steve.
Steve. That's a great call.
Yes, sir. All right, guys.
All right, brother.
Yeah, for now he's right about Arch, bro.
Very right. And he said it from the beginning. So we got to give the king of the chat his due. He said it from the very beginning. So, yep.
Well, the biggest thing about it, Bruce, the follow up to the week after Ohio State, Arch still didn't look good in week 2.
He didn't look good against like not good teams. Those are the teams that he should have been using to get his confidence back and, you know, get the mojo going. And you're 100% right, Sneed. Absolutely correct. All right. Let's go ahead and let's move it along to the next topic. Man, again, State, not Penn State, again, State. Man, these guys, another big game loss for James Franklin and the Penn State Nittany Lions. There is clearly something going on there.
Bro, he's a nice guy, isn't he?
Doesn't matter.
He seems like a nice guy.
What does that mean?
Nothing.
Okay, just checking.
He seems like a nice guy.
Means nothing.
It's tough,
Oh,
bro. It's tough when people seem nice and you're just like they're easy to root for, but like they can't get it done.
Right. Oh boy. So if I'm not mistaken, James Franklin is now 4-22 against top 10 teams. Plain and simple. just like you just said, the guy doesn't get it done. Why are we bringing this up? Because yet another opportunity to buck the trend and kill the narrative was presented to James Franklin and his Nittany Lions last Saturday night in the whiteout game, which was like phenomenal to see. Sneed, whiteout game, man. That's like now on my
Crazy.
bucket list for college football things to want to attend. Obviously, I've done Notre Dame now.
110,000 at Beaver Stadium on the bucket list
at night with the white freaking, the whiteout. Right. So I've been to Notre Dame twice. I've covered UCF live when they were really good. That was cool. I actually covered Notre Dame a couple years ago when they were here in the Gator Bowl against South Carolina. That was a heck of a game. They won that one. So I've gotten to see a little bit of stuff in college football. I also want to see the Wisconsin jump around live. That's probably really cool that they do at the start of the fourth quarter. They play that jump around from House of Pain, and like the whole stadium is rocking. That looks super cool. So that's something I would like to experience. But yeah, whiteout. So they had a whiteout. Oregon came, visited Penn State last Saturday night, and in overtime, in true Penn State fashion, crazy game, another loss. And it is like, what are we doing here? I guess is the question, right?
Okay, so here's what disappoints me the most, Bruce. Listen to these quotes. This is days after the game.
Okay.
Like, so we're talking like 48 hours, 72 hours after the game.
Yeah.
James Franklin quotes.
Yes.
I'm not going to allow one loss to define our season.
Yeah, I heard that.
I'm not going to allow a few losses to define my career and what we've done here at Penn State. Because although I don't think a lot of people spend a lot of time on what we've done over the last 12 years, and I get it, nobody wants to hear this right now. There's a ton of positive.
There is.
He then finished it by saying, I don't think focusing on the negatives helps solve the problem. Screaming, yelling, pointing fingers. We're not going to do that. Nah, that's not it, bro.
What he's saying is correct. And I'm normally like, okay, the truth is the truth, but this is not the right time for him to be saying that.
Yeah.
Maybe down the road a little bit, off season, maybe. Coming off another big game loss where you just could not get it done. That's not the time that you want to make a statement like that.
They were supposed to win that game.
They had a chance. And that's gonna get to one of our bigger issues, right? Why has James Franklin not been able to get the quarterback right? We know where Penn State is located, right? Penn State is located in western central Pennsylvania, right? Pennsylvania is a solid high school football state. On its western border is Ohio, one of the elite football states. Ohio State can't take every outstanding player out of Ohio, right?
Right. There's a lot of 5-star guys that are stuck behind other 5-star guys.
That's right. That's right. So you could recruit Ohio. You could recruit New Jersey, which for a northern state is really, has a lot of talent that comes out of there. You can recruit Maryland, which is right below you. Virginia, DC, that whole, DMV area, what they call it, DC metro area, whatever you want to call it. That whole area is very rich with talent, very rich. What is James Franklin doing not getting the quarterback right? And over the last few years, he's been struggling at the wide receiver position. They had to revamp that through the transfer portal. Because remember, a few years ago, they were getting wide receivers and sending guys to the league. Yeah. What is going on there, Sneed? What do you think is the issue with the recruiting, especially at the quarterback position? Because Drew Aller's not it, and we're going to talk about him during this topic.
Are you convinced that they're losing games because of recruiting?
Yes.
Wow.
He recruits really well, but the quarterback position is a failure. Drew Aller's been there. This is his 4th season. He's a senior. At what point are we going to realize he's not hit?
He's very average.
He's very average. Now, look, so here's the thing. Drew Aller, listen carefully, Sneed. Drew Aller in college has flowing hair. You follow me?
Yeah.
Right. He's prototypical. He's a big guy, physical gifts, big arm, mobile, all that. But
he's
he doesn't
really regular, bro.
There you go. Doesn't see the field well. He threw a beautiful touchdown pass the other night, and everyone's like, whoa, that's probably the best pass we've ever seen this guy throw in college, and he's a senior. You should not be seeing his best ever collegiate pass as a senior. And
you should be seeing great plays all the time with regularity.
Right. And I say this to say, Exactly, Armand. This is what we're saying. Aller is not it. And so you wonder, okay, you didn't know this after his freshman year? Okay, he was a freshman. You didn't know this after his sophomore year? Okay,
Yeah.
he was a third year, junior year. Where is the quarterback that you can say, look, he's not it. If we want to reach where we need to go, he needs to sit down and we need to get this guy. Who's the backup? Probably some other bum, right? Let me not call names. Some
Not
other
as
guy
good
who's
as
not
Aller.
good enough, to take the job, right?
Right.
And so it's really disturbing. So when you asked me, do I feel like recruiting is an issue? Absolutely. They're hurting there. They've got one of the best running back rooms in the country. I'd say right behind Notre Dame or maybe, 1A, right?
But you can't run the ball on 3rd and 10.
No, you can't. No, you can't.
But
everyone knows Drew Aller is not a threat in the passing game, and they're not, for the most part, going to be able to effectively dial up the passing game because of Drew Aller. So they can load up against the run. Like, this is a problem. And check this out. You want to know who's the flowing hair of offensive coordinators in college football? Andy Kotelnicki, the offensive coordinator for Penn State.
I've never heard it in reference to offensive coordinators, but I'll take your word for it.
Right. So check this out. Next time Penn State's playing, if Ohio State's playing, not playing, watch Penn State and hear how many times the commentators reference Andy Kotelnicki. So
Really?
I'm watching the game. They referenced him 4 times on the opening drive alone by name and showed him in the box because he sits up in the box.
Oh, he's one of the box
He's
guys.
not on the sideline. He's a box guy. Yeah.
See, we don't do that at Ohio State,
on the
dog.
first drive.
We don't do that at OSU, dog.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so I'm saying, I'm not like, okay, I've seen nothing special. Last year was Andy Kotelnicki's first year as OC in Penn State. I haven't seen anything special from this guy, but they keep calling his name, flowing hair.
All
they
right,
keep
so
calling his name.
Here's Drew Aller in a nutshell. From what I've seen, he's inaccurate.
Yeah.
Whenever he's uncomfortable.
Yes.
Like a rush, a solid rush. Four rush in. There's pressure. He's not comfortable. His interceptions are usually bad decisions, right? Like he could have held it, or he should have been moving the pocket, or something else. Yep. Based on his experience, you would expect something better. He's completed less than 50% of his passes in the big games. So those are teams that likely are probably bringing pressure, making life uncomfortable. So that's games against Ohio State, Notre Dame, and Oregon twice.
Right.
And he's ending games throwing into crowded coverage.
Yep.
These are signs of inexperience. But you're telling me he's a senior, which means he never really was good.
Right.
So you can't say like he'll be better by the end of the year, which you really probably should have known you're the guy at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've come full circle.
You should have known that 2 years ago.
I'm with you. We've come full circle. This was a mistake.
Right.
This was paralysis in the recruiting of the quarterback position. This should have been addressed in the portal. They should have been trying their damnedest to get something that was more live. He presents no threat. He's no danger to anybody. When does Penn State? Do they play Ohio State?
Yes, they do.
He's going to get wrecked.
Yes,
by
he is.
By a 4-man rush. Those Buckeyes are going to sit in zones and hawk him.
Yeah.
He's going to, if he doesn't have 3 turnovers, he's going to have 4. And he's not going to know where the pressure's coming from, and he's not going to know what to do. It's going to be bad.
Yeah, it's neat. It's disappointing, man. And I'm just like, okay, couple of questions. At what point are the boosters at Penn State, is the AD and those guys going to get tired of this and say, hey, we're spending the money. We are supposed to be a blue blood program. We're not getting it done. James Franklin, we got to make a move.
That's the problem, Bruce. That's the problem. They don't like moving on from guys that are showing signs of success. And they don't like moving on from guys and make it seem like it was on spur of the moment. They don't want to seem overreactionary. Very few teams, Bruce, are going to want to move on from a coach who's winning 10 games a year.
True, Snead, but it wouldn't be reactionary, and it wouldn't be spur of the moment, because we've seen this time and time again over 12 years, as he said.
They're not firing him mid-season.
No, but I think he needs to go at the end of this season. But again, the question is always, who do you bring in? If you remember, prior to Kirby Smart, Mark Richt, head coach of Georgia, right?
Yeah.
Putting a ton of guys into the league, top recruiting classes every year, 10 wins, could never get over the hump. Couldn't beat Florida for the SEC title.
They were winning all the titles. Right.
Yeah, right. Couldn't do it. And for years, I was saying, Mark Richt needs to get fired. Fire Mark Richt. Fire Mark Richt. He needs to go. My friends who like Georgia, he's a good coach. Why are you talking about fire? Okay. When
they eventually came around to you, didn't they?
Yes, they realized it. Like, okay, he's got a ceiling. They bring in Kirby Smart. Here come the chips, right? So I say it to say,
Kirby's won 2.
You have to rate. You had 2 back to back. Obviously, you have to make the right decision when you fire someone and bring in someone else. However, there has to come a point where you're like, we can't just keep sitting on this and, nothing is coming of it. Because again, you're Penn State, you believe you're a blue blood, right? But you're not getting there.
So the AD and leadership within the program will literally have to come out at the end of the season and say, we've decided to move on. Coach understands what we're trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
We feel like we've maxed out.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking for the next person to come in and take us to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
And we appreciate Coach for doing all he could for the last 12 years. Right. It's going to have to be that conversation.
Yeah.
And it won't end badly because you gave him years.
That's right.
So it really won't
have to
end
understand,
badly.
like, okay, yeah, well, yeah.
But with respect and honor, they're not going to treat him like a doormat.
Yeah. Okay, so here's a thought. If you fire him, right, then you know what you do. You ask the Chargers, you find out first. You ask the Chargers for permission to talk to Jesse Minter, the defensive coordinator. He knows college football because, he coached the national championship unit at Michigan. He knows the pros, so he knows how to get guys there and what guys need to do to be successful there. So he's got that as a recruiting chip. He's young. He's energetic. You ask Jim Harbaugh, can we talk to Jesse Minter? You try to get him. Or if he's willing to do it, here's another name. Bruce brings this up for the Ravens job often, Rex Ryan, right? Penn State, Northeast, Rex Ryan's that kind of guy, aggressive, braggadocious. He will have the defense flying and doing their thing.
Yeah, Rex Ryan he'd have people eating from his hand from day one in Penn State.
Mm-hmm.
If they can see 110,000, 120,000 will be there that first week.
That's right. He'll have the defense crazy. We know that.
Yeah.
Right? Like
he'd have complete control. His recruiting would be off the hook. He'd be in people's family rooms.
Yeah. And what you do is
hopes and dreams.
Right. And what you do is you do it like they did at North Carolina for not Bill Parcells, for Bill Belichick. You have one side that's the football side. Rex Ryan controls that. And the other side, that's the admin side, because I can't imagine Rex Ryan, looking to see who's going to class and who's doing their term paper, right?
Nah.
So you have an apparatus there to support him on that. But if you bring in Rex Ryan, this is a football hire.
That would be that would be really unique. Because he
do it for Belichick?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
See more and more of these programs going that
Belichick
way.
Belichick was literally coming from a coaching position already. Rex Ryan hasn't coached in 7-8 years.
Right.
It was.
But are you telling me he can't get that defense to play with their hair on fire in college?
No, he can. I'm just talking about the time away.
I get you.
If he's gotten comfortable, I don't know what his appetite is.
He wants to coach again.
Does he want to coach college football?
That's the question. I know he wants to be a head coach in the NFL again, but I think if you offered him one of these jobs, and clearly like an SEC job, he doesn't fit that. He wouldn't fit in.
How has Rex Ryan not been a coach for the Browns?
I don't know. Why was Rex Ryan not coaching the Jets again? I don't know.
How has he not been considered for the Jacksonville job at some point?
Look, I tell you what, he might get considered when Miami fires Mike McDaniel, he might get considered for that.
He'd love that job.
Yeah.
Dude, Miami, South Beach?
Yeah.
Sexy Rexy?
Sexy Rexy. But no, I think like that's a guy you call maybe for the Penn State job. You call Jesse Minter. Like, there's probably some options out there.
It's going to be an awkward ending,
Mm-hmm.
and it's going to be an awkward first year of who comes in.
Mm-hmm.
But you gave this guy a lot of years to build
Yes.
and to show and prove. And there's still going to be a core group of good players there, right? You're just going to have to continue to recruit strong and get guys to buy in and achieve in the biggest games.
Well, if you get the right coach, that's not going to be a problem. But I hear you.
Mhm.
But yeah, you got to get somebody that you believe can get you over the hump in these big games. Oh man! All right.
I remember when Ryan Day almost got fired
Mm-hmm.
by the public.
Yeah.
Not even Ohio State, by the public.
That Michigan loss was tough, though. You got to admit that was a tough
And then
one
what
to
did he
swallow.
do?
Pause. Well, no, I get that, but prior to him doing that was
Bruce.
It would have been if he didn't win that chip, that would have been tough, Speed. You know that.
Bruce, this is what these programs don't want to happen. They don't want to miss on that moment. What Ryan Day did is what every AD thinks their guy can do.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Transformer, what up, brother? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. All right, let's open up these phone lines, man. We would love to hear your thoughts on what do you think is the solution for Rex Ryan and Penn State? What do you think is the deal with Drew Aller? Do you think that James Franklin, did I say Rex Ryan? James Franklin, do you think he should get fired? If he does,
you really want Rex Ryan over there?
I think he'd be a great fit. I think he would. Yeah. And I think he would do wonders for that program. The key with Rex Ryan is always you got to get the right OC. But other than that, I think it'll work.
Yeah, I remember the
facts.
Sanchez. Remember the Sanchez days?
Butt fumble.
It was crazy, bro. Was I made what year was that, bro?
Who? 2011.
Okay, so I was just graduating college. I think I was maybe student teaching or something.
Okay.
And I remember watching that game, and I'm just like, "What just happened, bro?"
Yes. Yes. Crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. I don't know. I want to see. Look, because they're going to lose to Ohio State. That should be it, man. That should be it.
But it's going to be a loss, and there's nothing Penn State will be able to do about it because Aller's their quarterback, and the coach is just going to be sitting there with his hands crossed. Like,
yeah, but the problem is, by now they should have had a guy that they could pull Aller and say, "Yo, get in there," because he's not getting it done. But they don't have that. They don't have that. And at what point were they going to realize Drew Aller is what he is? And no disrespect to him, he's a solid college quarterback. He's not.
He's
special.
a regular guy. We need a regular guy sound clip, a sound bite.
I know, right? Yeah,
we need just a jag,
regular
bro.
Joe.
Yeah.
Jag. Yes. For real. He is just that, a jag.
I literally watched that game last week, and I'm like, somehow, some way, this game is close, right?
Mm-hmm.
They were scoring points.
Yeah.
And the game went to double overtime, and they kept on going back and forth. But it was just like you kind of knew.
Drew Aller had 137 passing yards in that game, Snead.
So they almost won it with him throwing the ball like 4 times.
Drew Aller had 137 passes.
How many attempts?
Remember, let's find out. Remember I told you last week or whenever it was we were talking about it, this guy has 57 career passing touchdowns. 57. And
he's played how many seasons?
He's a senior. There's no excuse for that. None. 25 attempts. 14 of 25.
When you have
modern football, that's terrible.
When you have really good running backs, it gives you the ability to have balance.
Thank you.
Right? They don't have balance.
No, they don't. No, they don't. What's up, Bruce?
Hey, man, listen. I'm not no big Penn State guy, but I check it out from afar.
Mm-hmm.
I would say this. somebody got to lose though, Bruce. Everybody, even James Franklin. But one thing I will say about James Franklin, what I see from the far, is that they always in the mix. So he's doing something right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the mix are getting
Always
mixed
in the
up.
mix.
Okay, can I tell you why I'm a little more sensitive to this as well?
Yeah.
I dealt with this for years with Brian Kelly at Notre Dame.
I remember that.
Yeah, always in the mix, you know.
Purgatory.
Yeah, never
Losing
quite
bowl
good enough.
games.
Right. So like, yeah, I'm a little sensitive to this, Bruce, because I know what this feels like. I know what that fan base is saying. They're like, yo, okay, we need the fresh blood in there now. It's time to get somebody that can be, you know, more energetic, more of a difference maker. Let me ask you this, Bruce. Your guy Malik Washington, why is he not at Penn State? I mean, I'm not mad that he's at Maryland, but he would. You see what I'm saying? He was right there. Why is he not at Penn State, Bruce?
So what you trying to say? James Franklin is not. How could I say?
I don't know, man.
Attractive coach. He's not.
I don't know. I'm asking. I really don't know. But he was right there. Go ahead, man.
What is he doing right? What is he good at? He must be good at something.
Yeah, for sure. He's good at. He has built a competitive program year in and year out. They have very good defenses. They got athletes. They send guys to the league from multiple positions. He just can't take the next step. Yeah, he can't get the quarterback for sure. But that's what I'm saying. Like, why isn't Malik Washington at Penn State? He should be.
I mean, because maybe Maryland probably offered him more money.
Okay. I get what you're saying. I'm just saying, like, that was one example of somebody who was a very high level quarterback prospect who was right proverbially in your backyard, right? You didn't have to go far to get that guy. You didn't have to get on a jet, right? You could drove down there. But I'm just saying it to say, like, that's another example. Conference. I believe he went to Gonzaga. That school is in the same conference as my high school. But regardless, that's another guy that he let get away, right? There's a lot of guys he's letting get away from the area that he could be doing a better job of grabbing. Something's going on there. Would you agree?
Well, Bruce, let's be real. Has Penn State ever known to be quarterback you?
No, but I don't think you have to be quarterback you. But in the modern game of football, you know how important that quarterback position is. So you don't have to be quarterback you, but you have to get the guy.
Well, maybe Penn State is not as attractive to other schools as, you know what I'm saying? Maybe Penn State not attractive enough to those big name quarterbacks.
You're right, maybe not.
Maybe it's the coach.
When they went to that little situation they had a couple years ago with the coach touching on people and stuff, I don't want to get into all that on your channel.
Isn't that already like 15 years ago? That was a long time ago, right? Yeah, because James Franklin's been there 12 years. And what's his name? Coach of Boston College now. Used to be the OC for Tom Brady. Oh, jeez. Way back in the day. But anyway, so that's at least.
Yeah, but he saved James Franklin, saved the program for real. And they came out of that mess with Joe Paterno.
Yeah. But that's at least 13 years ago, though, right? So
still,
he goes back to Christian Hackenberg, who probably was the best talent he ever had.
Mm-hmm.
So
but
that means there's
Penn State not really known to get quarterbacks, bro. I mean, I'm looking from afar.
Didn't he recruit Hackenberg, or was that already
Bill
there?
O'Brien? That's what Bill O'Brien recruited Christian Hackenberg. And see, here's the thing.
So that means
his first year,
Trace McSorley, Sean Clifford, and Drew Aller are his recruits.
That's right. Now, when Christian Hackenberg was at Penn State with Bill O'Brien,
they were good.
They were good, and they thought he had a future. He, what's his name? James Franklin comes there and gets him, and he, yeah.
Penn State like a defensive line and linebacker type school. That type thing.
Oh, they definitely put those out.
Running back or something.
Yeah, for sure.
Man. I check y'all back in. Check back in.
Hey, thanks for the call, brother. I appreciate you.
All right.
Listen to that list, bro. Christian Hackenberg. He inherits him.
Yeah.
From there, it's Trace McSorley,
and then ruins him. Right.
Sean Clifford and Drew Aller.
Yeah. Like, what are you doing? What?
I mean, Sean Clifford was 4 seasons. He's investing time into these guys. 3 and 4 seasons.
So clearly, so this is another reason that you have to fire this guy, because clearly his judgment is impaired, right?
Well, remember I said how we came full circle?
Yeah.
I was seeing it your way because we kind of put it all together.
Mm-hmm.
This whole journey,
Mm-hmm.
they've given him the range to recruit,
Mm-hmm.
the range to develop, the opportunity to perform in these big games every year. He's just not.
There you go. So think about it. 8 years he spent on Sean Clifford and Drew Aller. 8 years. Sean Clifford and Drew Aller.
6 years. 6 years.
6 years?
Yeah.
He had Sean Clifford for 4 years or 2?
3.
Okay. So still 7 years. Because this is Drew Allen's senior year. So
Oh, no. No, you're right. Sean Clifford was 4 years. Drew Aller is 3 years.
Right. Well, no, Drew Aller's a senior. So
yeah, but he must have been a redshirt or something.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Right. He didn't play right away. But regardless, still, you spend 7 years on those two?
Those two guys got 7 years. Man. It's 4 years of Sean Clifford, 19, 20, 21, 22, and then Aller 23, 24, and now 25.
Could have done better. You got to go. You got to go.
Wow. And think about the talent that the Penn State Nittany Lions were rolling out there for those guys. The receivers that you spoke about, the Saquon Barkleys that we know were there, the defenses, the pedigree of linebackers at Penn State.
Sticks.
The tight ends. I mean, they do their job, bro. Blocking, catching the ball, like they do everything else right. It's just he doesn't do quarterbacks.
There you go.
Really, everybody else is going everywhere else. Really, they're just like, nah, to Penn State, nah.
There's more to it than that. Something else is going on. All right, let's get to the final topic, y'all. Good stuff, Sneed. Good stuff. Thanks for the call, Bruce. All right, final topic. Week 6 look ahead. So if we look at the schedule for week 6, I got 3 games here that I want to see. Obviously, I'm biased here. I want to see the Irish. But other than that, and let's see if we can get that up on the screen so we can see the whole thing. Here we go. We talked about this earlier, and I think this is key, right? So that top one, Florida and Texas, we're really going to get a better barometer of where Arch Manning is at this point in his college football career. Not necessarily because Florida is good, because I think Billy Napier is another one who's done at the end of this season. But he's going to be dealing with, the real SEC caliber athletes and guys who are going to play on Sundays. So we're going to find out what that is. And then obviously this, to me, is the game of the weekend, the Noles and the Canes. Now, the Noles are coming off that upset loss to Virginia, but they're still a very good team. And obviously the Canes have one of the best D-lines and O-line combinations in the country. Really, really good. Probably just a step below Ohio State in terms of being a lead on both ends there. That's going to be an outstanding game. Looking forward to that. And obviously, because I am looking forward to seeing Notre Dame and Boise State, just because can Notre Dame continue to roll, continue to push and try to get themselves back in playoff position. This is, it's one game at a time, but obviously with the season starting the way it did, it'll be what it'll be. So which of these 3 games are you most looking forward to seeing, Sneed? Or is there another game on the schedule that you are looking forward to even more?
No, these are the 3 I'm most invested in.
Okay.
Personally, the Hurricanes and Seminoles, I just think these 2 teams have a lot riding on this interstate rivalry. The Seminoles coming off a loss, they would love to give the Hurricanes the first loss of the season.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So like that's really the matchup. Arch Manning has a lot riding on this. There's a lot of people who are like, he's hanging on by a thread, right?
Yeah.
Like people are still calling him Arch Manning. He's gonna have a new name if he loses this game and throws a bunch of picks and plays terribly or something, right? And the game is meaningful to Notre Dame. Every game is meaningful to them right now. They have to win out the rest of the season. They have to take it 1 week at a time, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So all games are heavy, all games are big. It's the Hurricanes and Seminoles for me, though, for sure.
Believe it or not, I agree. Especially like the Noles, I think, are really, really good. But for the Irish sake, I think I need Miami to keep winning. Obviously, I kind of, even though they beat the Irish, you want to know that, okay, you played one of the best teams in the country really close. And that looks good when they start weighing out all the different factors when the committee gets together. So, but I think this this is going to be really good. As Bruce said when he called in, Castellanos is one of the best quarterbacks in the country. He's tough, he's mobile, he can throw it. And seeing how Florida State is going to hold up against that Reuben Baines and that Miami pass rush is about to be crazy. So I think you got some really good stuff there. I think you got an exciting matchup.
Hey Bruce,
Yes.
the lines are crazy, right? So just to kind of discuss where the money is going. Notre Dame is favored by 21. That is 3 TDs, sir.
Yeah.
So like nobody's
They're averaging
even
44 so far this year.
yeah,
so.
yeah. So nobody's worried about Notre Dame covering or any of that stuff. Like that's not a thing. So Boise State's, I mean, they'd like to keep it close, but I think Notre Dame's going to score a ton of points.
I think
All
so
right,
too.
now, yeah. So the Seminoles and Hurricanes, this one's a little bit more interesting. The line opened 7.5 for Miami. It's closed to 4.5. So people are kind of thinking, well, yeah, Florida State lost and that sucks, but they still have a chance, right? Miami is clearly still the favorite, but the money moved a little bit. That's interesting.
Very.
But I think it's a testament to the interstate rivalry, though, right?
And the fact that these are two really good teams playing one another. Yeah.
Yeah, they're good. And the Seminoles might be looking at it like, yo, we need to bounce back. Let's get back into this.
Sure.
Let's make sure our season stays on track here so
That's
we can
right.
get into that playoff.
Yes. Because at the end of the day, one of the big parts, like we always talk about, is the money, man. Obviously, teams want a chance to play for the championship, but they also want that money coming into their program.
Bro, Texas is favored by 7. I don't know, man. In Florida? Really?
Yeah,
All right.
because Florida's not that good.
Not that great. Okay.
Billy
All right.
Napier's going to get fired.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, and if Texas blows him out, he might not make it out of that weekend. They're 1-3.
Yeah, it's bad, bro. I didn't think they were going to be this bad. I thought they were going to be more competitive.
Agreed.
Yeah, but they're hosting Texas. Texas has way too much talent across that roster.
Yeah.
Texas should win by 10.
Yeah,
I know Florida's home, but whatever.
Yeah, exactly. That might be the only thing keeping the line in check is that Florida's at home. And the Swamp is a tough place to play for sure.
Yeah, that's what we got, man. I don't know about the other games like Penn State's favored by 26 points.
I mean,
why the hell am I going to watch that?
They're playing Purdue.
Yeah, like
okay, there you go.
No, not
Illinois is playing Purdue.
Yeah. Penn State's playing UCLA.
Okay, UCLA is not good.
Maryland and Washington looks interesting. If you guys want to see a game where that kid from Maryland, Malik Washington, is going to have to throw the ball to win, that'll be a game. So that's one to maybe watch.
Yeah, and then we're going to see how good this supposed number 1 defense is, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Illinois, Purdue. Illinois is favored by like 10.
Yeah.
Right. So they're heavy favorites.
Good football
on the road.
team, man. They got smoked by Illinois. They bounced right back and beat an elite offensive team in USC. That was good.
Michigan, Wisconsin. I mean, Michigan's favored by like 17. There's a lot of these games that are probably going to be blowouts. Georgia's up. They're favored by 21. Air Force Navy will be interesting, but the Navy looks heavily favored there.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I probably won't watch much else. I'm really gonna be looking for those 3 or 4 games.
So Maryland might have one thing going for them. Washington's got to come all the way across country to play that.
That's
game.
tough, man. That's tough for those guys. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna do my Notre Dame bias thing here, right? But as I mentioned earlier, Notre Dame has been crisscrossing the country playing games since the 1920s, riding on the train. By the way, quick side note: there's a new book out by Ivan Meisel, and he's a noted all-time great college football writer. He wrote a book about Notre Dame legendary former head coach Frank Leahy. If you're into like history of college football and stuff like that, that was a fantastic book. Check it out. Anyway, Yeah, they've been going back and forth, all across the country, playing games, being independent for about 100 years now, right? And now you see these West Coast teams, because they joined the Big Ten or whatever, they're complaining about having to travel. Like, get the hell out of here. You guys are flying on private jets and all that. Man, stop it. I don't understand this. Like, we've been doing this the Irish have been doing this forever. You can do it too. I don't get it.
The West Coast, West Coast cats are always they're too thin skinned. They're everything is iced lattes and boba teas and extra pumps of pumpkin spice and caramel
easy. Coach T is going to get on you for that, man.
But it's true, dog. Come on, man. Who eats a street taco and says I'm full?
Yeah,
that's them California cats, bro.
Well, hey, look, man, you go to the hood, you're probably not going to be talking like that. But them dudes are G's out there. They bang out.
Well, you get what I'm saying, though. I'm talking about the sports. It's all
for sure.
Like everything has to be accommodating. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
it really is a different mentality. And I'll tell you what was the example for that. Back in the day when Kevin Love was in college at UCLA. Can't remember who the first coach was, but Ben Howland was the coach at Pitt, and I think he won Big East title with Pitt. And he ended up taking a job at UCLA. Goes out there, brings that Big East toughness, rebounding, defense mentality, wins the Pac-12 going away, and goes to back-to-back Final Fours with UCLA. Like, it's just a different mentality in the East. And I'm not saying that, there's no good teams out West, obviously, but there is a different mentality on this side of the country. So I hear what you're saying.
On this side of the country, there is a belief that if we beat you up, we are going to force you to quit.
That's right.
You will beat yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you're more skilled, we don't care. That's why we line up.
We're going to out-tough you. Facts.
Yeah.
For sure.
And it's happened, and it works, and it does it. It happens all the time.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, Steve. Yeah, that's what I was just talking about. It's the mentality. It's different. He took that Big East Coast mentality out there, and all of a sudden everything changed up.
And it's coachable.
Yeah.
Right. So you can instill it into players, and it becomes the DNA of the philosophy of the team.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It's a team concept.
Mm-hmm.
It's an us concept. It's not a personal agenda. We're all held to this standard, and we're all accountable.
Yeah. For sure. But yeah, so we got some good games coming up, man. But
no Ohio State this week, bro.
Say again?
No Ohio State this week.
No Ohio State this week? You got to buy it.
Oh, it's against Minnesota.
I know it's Minnesota, man. I'm disappointed, PJ Fleck, man. I think that guy's a good coach. His name came up in the Florida State search before they hired
the head coach from Minnesota,
Mike Norvell. Yeah. Yeah, he was good at the lower level, and then he got up to Minnesota, had a good couple first 2 years, and then, like I said, his name came up in the Florida State coaching search before they hired Mike Norvell, and Minnesota said nope, extended him, and he's still there. But I guess it's one of those places really tough to recruit to. You're not going to get those guys in Minnesota, so
you're going to need all the Minnesota kids. You're going to need to get some Wisconsin kids.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to get some Iowa kids.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And like the biggest, the strongest, the fastest.
Build that from the trenches, though. Yeah. That's how you got to do that.
But that's probably the thing. They probably had good lines. But they don't have quarterbacks and receivers, and I mean, who else is in that conference that you could say to a kid, "Hey, come here. This is who you're gonna be playing against."
Right.
That's gonna be tough. It's a tough sell.
Very tough sell. Very tough sell. But yeah, that's it. We're gonna leave it right there, guys. We definitely appreciate y'all being here. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe. Thanks for those who are here. It's not that serious. Once again, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it.
We're not going to talk about he who should not be named. How he has
no.
There's like a nerve in his ass that isn't working right now. We're not going to do that.
I'm gonna get with you tomorrow morning, and maybe we'll talk about this tomorrow night.
All right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Steve.
I'm saying, bro.
Maybe we'll talk about that tomorrow. But
You know, the knee pad crew was absent tonight. We need to bring them back, bro.
oh boy. But great college football show, y'all. Thanks so much for being here. We really appreciate you. If you're watching on the replay, make sure you hit that like and subscribe. Make sure you share with other sports fans you know who enjoy watching the show. Y'all have a good night, and we out. Peace.